In this video, we will talk about why Kaizer Chiefs will not renew Kearyn Baccus' contract. Hello and welcome back to Costa Nation Fan TV. I'm Bilo, I'm your host, and if you're new to this channel, please make sure to leave a like. And if you're interested in this content, make sure to subscribe. I appreciate it a lot. And remember, most importantly, your opinion matters to me, so make sure to leave it down on the comment section below. Well then, let's talk about Kearyn Baccus. We've just found out from his agent Uguti, Chiefs have not said anything about Baccus and they've not offered him a new contract, and it's set to expire at the end of June, which basically means Baccus will be leaving Chiefs. And there are a couple of reasons why this is the case. I know very some people will be complaining because a lot of people have been saying Baccus that, and we know he's a quality player. There's not denying that, but at times you have to weigh your options, and see if the risk is worth the reward, because at times if you play Baccus, obviously we know how good he is on the ball. But when it comes to his defensive work rate and his ability to work hard and get the ball back, that's where he seems to struggle. And we've seen that in the matches where we're playing against teams that are more dominant on the ball, teams that keep the ball mostly. Ugutu Baccus becomes absolutely absent and that might just be something that you don't want in midfield, because in the Gnenzega, whenever Baccus is playing, then we are forced to play a double pivot. Either he's paired with Ukol or he's paired with Unange. That is because someone must compensate for his lack of defensive abilities, because he is naturally supposed to be a number 6 the way that he plays, because I got up like number 10 or number 8 positionally, but he starts deeper number 6 role, but then he needs to be paired with someone. And when you do that, you're having 2 number 6s. That means you have a lot more players deeper in your field, and that means it takes time for you to progress the ball up the field. Let me know what you think about that. What have you seen about Baccus' defensive abilities down in the comment section? I know some of you will disagree, but I'm talking from my observation as well. And another thing that you do not need in a player is kunabadlali like Thiago Alcantara. Someone did say I like Liverpool, but there's also players like Toni Kroos who are not the quickest on the ball, but they are slow. But when they do pick a pass, they pick a pass it's pizza benefiting in this, because they seem like they're slow, but then they immediately pick a pass up the field and then they kick defenders out of position. But in the games that Baccus has been given, we've not seen him make use of those long passes and catching the opponent of their game. Maybe are playing the ball slow and then he plays those passes. It hasn't quite happened, and someone can say, it's because he's not been given enough game time. And I know Guti, he was signed under Mintendorp, wadlala under Hunt, wadlala under Baxter, and namanje usedlalile under Uzwan. Now the thing is, Vele, we've been complaining about those coaches who they did not do very well for Chiefs. But if 4 coaches are all coming in and none of them are able to get the best out of you, including the one Omunye Uzwane nayo that has been giving him chances, and we have not seen him like at his highest form. We saw like he played very well. I think when was this game? Against Stellenbosch. Yeah, he played well against Stellenbosch, and we saw what he could do. But that was because we were on the front foot. Flip the page, you're against the arrows, they are not sitting back, they are attacking you, and now you need to do something. And when you have the ball, you have to move it quicker, and all of a sudden defensively ageko, and when it has to be agents on the ball, it's also his weaker side. So that means basically against the bigger teams, even Mazlala in African tournaments, that means he would have become a liability really. So this is not to say again Uguti he's a bad player. It's just to say sometimes you look at the type of football that you're playing, at the type of players that you have around that certain individual, then you decide Uguti what's best for the team is probably not to renew his contract. And the next thing is that Some people, as I said, ukuthi kukhona ukuthi he should have been given time and all that thing, but now he's 30, which means isikhathi sokudevelopha other players who are younger, because mawubheka kuleya midfield you also have uCole noNange as well. uCole noNange are also around his same age. I think uCole is 32 and Nange is 30. So now you are having this other third person on a 30 naye usathi umnikeza isikhathi ekubeni ungasebenzisa that very same time to be developing a younger player, like in terms of ukuthi uzoqala manje udlalise uHadebe lapha ku number 8, in that way udlalisa number 6 but udlalisa number 6 oyedwa, and then you're playing on number 8 about 2, and in that way you have more players further up the field, you have more players who are attacking minded as well grounding. And also vele another thing ebalulekile ukuthi Chiefs has said ukuthi they are trying to lower their average age, and Baccus is probably one of those players who are getting who are being the unfortunate victims of all this, because sekuyaqala kuyachopper down ukuthi asehlisa iminyaka, and this one output yakhe is not greater than is not greater than i-risk yokukhipha a 30-year-old. As such, we release him. It's painful, I know. And the next thing is that Ublom could end up playing number 6. We saw in games like against the Arrows ukuthi wasuka uBlom eswini odlala right back, and then Arrows started slaughtering us in midfield. Sibonile against ukuthi iSwallows ukuthi uBlom was playing right back, but when he was taken to play eswini eyedwa si-defender sidlala neteam ephelele that was attacking us and bossing us kunama midfielders awu-2, kodwa wangena uBlom all of a sudden was the one who was bossing in midfield eyedwa, which shows ukuthi vele uBlom iposition yakhe. I've said this many times before ukuthi the boy can play bowler, the boy can mark as well and play the destroyer role. And the fact that unaleya chemistry nayo with uNkosi Ngiphile and mangathiwa eventually badlala noSabelo boba u3 bakhule bonke bedlala ku development, so kune understanding abanayo, and it would be good time for them to play together in those positions. And obviously there are other players that could be brought in kuleyo midfield, but I'm not there right now. And what Atazwane said after the game against the Arrows, Swallows, it made me think, because he said that Chiefs needs a left back, and then I was like, Hlant, Mabilis. And then it clicked, they don't really trust Hlant Mabilis that much right now, which I think with time Hlant Mabilis will prove ukuthi he's a good first choice left back. But beyond that, I think Umabiliso vele because uHlanti mhlambe naye they will not renew his contract, or maybe they could release him because naye mdala and nanku nenkinga zama injury. So if that happens, that means the Chiefs might sign another left back in addition to Umabiliso noHlanti. I don't know ukuthi ubani because untianti actually they think is not good enough. I'll leave with that to you to decide. And then who else? Did they sell Usasman to iSwallows? I don't know ukuthi kwenzakalani ngendaba yaSasman, ngambona sekuyiSwallows nje, but there's something that will happen with left back, and if they do that with left back, that means uFrosler will then go to right back ayodlala khona. Mayisedlala right back uFrosler, that means uBlom will be pushed into midfield. So that shows ukuthi vele indaba ye-backup yokuthi ubani who they are potentially seeing becoming the next number 6 kuzoba vele huyu Blom, I think. So because of that ngagcina kwenzeka vele ukuthi bayabona ukuthi okay, sino Blom kule position, we also have 2 other people who can still play that position in Nange and Cole. So Baccus, kubonakala ngathi he's like surplus to our requirements that we have. As such, he also gets to leave. The other important thing is that Umacheke signed for the Chiefs, and having signed as the best player with Stellenbosch, coming to Chiefs at 28, he's not going to sit on the bench, which means he will definitely start. He has played as a right back, which might mean uzofika dlala right back with Chiefs, might dlala right back with Chiefs that pushes Blom to midfield. If he doesn't play right back and he plays as a centre back, that means akusenandawo for Unjabulo Ngcobo as a centre back, which might see Chiefs pushing Unjabulo Ngcobo to a central defensive midfielder. And I know ukuthi that's not his position esamthenge idlala kuSwallows, but it's a position that we've seen him play. Like kuSoweto Derby, was playing as a defensive midfielder and he played well, and also playing him there as a person who obuya benamaphutha ngokuthi he holds on to the ball too much and sometimes ends up losing it. It's possible ukuthi bangagcina bebona ukuthi his best position is probably playing him in central midfield. And all these possibilities are the reason why you could end up seeing the reason why Baccus could be leaving Chiefs. ukuthi they've calculated and they've seen all the departments and how each position is being affected and who they need and who they don't need. And obviously Uzwan has said that they will have a meeting with the technical team, will have a meeting and with the management as well to decide ukuthi who's being bought and who's being released. So sizobona bafethu, sizobona. What do you think about this news zika Baccus? Hey, is the news zika Baccus? What is that? Anyway, what do you think about the news of Baccus leaving Chiefs? Who do you think will replace him? I know I'll make another video tomorrow about other midfielders the Chiefs will potentially sign. But for now, I just want to leave it here. Good Baccus. Remember, your opinion matters. Let me know down on the comment section below. What do you think about this? Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. And remember, equals Alpelu Moy.